Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go over the week 3, your assignments, the academic writing, body, and conclusion, and the APA style references and in-text citations. For this assignment, I want you to submit one document, and it's the one document you have been working on this entire time. That Word document that, again, I've told you to reuse for every assignment. If you look in the body and conclusion assignment, it's going to be this template that you did for the week 1 thesis. Do not use this template, because if you do, I'm going to ask you to resubmit your paper. I do not want you to do this this worksheet. It's redundant, it's stupid. I'm trying to get it removed from the class, the assignment, because it's redundancy. You need to do it once and once only. Why are you doing it in here and then turning around and then doing the in-text citations? It's stupid. Do not use it. So, again, I will make you redo it because, yeah. Nevertheless, some of you are going to do it anyways because you don't listen to these assignments, and so I mean, it is what it is, but you're going to redo it. So, you will go to this assignment, the references and in-text citations. You will, again, do your assignment, beginning to build your body of your work, in using in-text citations to connect your references, okay? All right, so I'm going to bring up a paper that, well, it's just an example, and I've talked in class. If you've been in class or on the Zoom, you've heard me talk about, creating the perfect banana split, and building this as a research topic and a paper, just because it's, it's something that we've all have experienced in one way or the other, or at least have heard about if we haven't experienced eating that, that yummy banana split, okay? And so, but however, when you look at the ingredients for a banana split, bananas, ice cream, and toppings, there are some really good research that you can get into about not only, or using organic products versus non-organic products, but also sustainability in, in the areas that are growing the items that are used for everyday consumption. For example, bananas. And I'm gonna use bananas as as I'm talking about your research paper and research, and and kind of what to do where, but also how to insert not only the in-text citations, but also how to set up your paper when you are when you're paraphrasing content from your sources that you got from the library, okay? So there will be pauses intermittently in the video, so just hang tight, sit with me. It's probably going to be a little long, but to do this justice, it's going to have some detail to explain, and you can see as I go to help you all understand this process, which will only make you better by the time you leave this class to your next class, but you also will be applying what you learned in the first 4 weeks into your week 5 assignment, okay? So hang with me, and we'll let's get this show rolling, as they say, okay? So again, in your you're going to have your reference page, which will be your annotated bibliography. On the reference page, again, when you get ready to be sure that you also delete that there, okay? And so make sure it's at the top of the page, Again, so when you have a reference page and it says references, that means that all of the references listed on the reference page you used in some way or another in the body of your paper. Okay, so if it's listed on your reference page, you had better list it somewhere in the body of your work. That's what it's for. Okay, same thing if you were doing an MLA and works cited. Every single, works cited reference is cited in your paper. It's the same concept. References mean that you referenced, cited, again, your research in the paper. That's an academic paper. This is not an opinion paper. Okay? Now, going back to, really looking at, staying with this organic, but I'm not going to develop the whole paper, it'd take too long. So, but just about bananas, all right? And so what do I want to talk about with organic bananas? And so when doing my research, I'm going to talk about, okay, well, so let's talk about bananas. And so I simply did a Google search. I didn't use things, so I just did, I said the best region that exports to the U.S. for organic bananas. And so the University of Florida popped up first. So I clicked on it. And with that, there is a lot of good information from the document. Not only, again, does it give you about the banana market, it gives you experts, Edward Evans, University of Florida, and Freddie H. Ballin, both from the University of Florida. Related units to the food and resource economics topics, right? You hear in the publication, right? Documents at FE 901 of the series, the Food and Resource Economics Department, right? Publication date 2012. So it's a little old, right? A little old. I might find some more current information. But even that, it's a starting point, right? And so it gives me a starting point with really, organic importing, exporting, right? Really importing. But other countries that export to import right into the United States or other places for consumption. And so world production of fresh bananas. So it gives me world production of bananas estimated at 97.3 million metric tons grown on 4.9 million acres. 2009 crop represented an increasing in production of 49% in recorded 2000. And so to the top banana producing countries of India, the Philippines, China, Ecuador, and Brazil account for 61% of global banana production in 2009. That's up from 56%, obviously, in 2000. All right, so some good information there, right? And so, world reds 2008, blues 2000, and so you can see again as it goes. And so the U.S. banana production, of course, we don't really have the climates in North America to really grow bananas, right? And so it takes soil, rain amount, sun amount, and just environmental, issues in itself as well to be able to grow bananas. Okay, so banana production in Hawaii has followed a downward trend. Hawaii produces mainly conventional, Cavendish variety of the Hawaiian apple banana. I have no idea what that is, right? And so we think about Hawaii and pineapples. However, pineapples are not indigenous to Hawaii. They were brought to Hawaii, and it was a perfect climate for them to grow in, but they are not an indigenous food source to Hawaii. However, the major banana exporter is Florida, which produces mainly Thai and cooking bananas. Interesting enough, right? And so, again, what's grown in the United States is not really kept in the United States. All right, and that's again how these people make money. However, and so again, I really wanted to know about organic bananas, and so as we go on, we can see here fresh bananas, fresh bananas, fresh bananas, because again, there are different varieties of bananas, and so again, a lot of things make a difference. How food is grown, how it's processed to export, and a lot of things. Okay, and so as we go through here we go. U.S. market for organic food products. So the United States is the largest single country market for organic food products. Sales of organic food in the United States have been on an upward trend since 2000. Organic Trade Association tells about this 24.8 billion sales. So it just increased, right? Because we know that organic is better than having a bunch of pesticides on our food, which cause other diseases and health issues that our society has been plagued with for many years. All right, and so again here, so what in my search engine, of course, then Google will highlight part. So not surprisingly, Ecuador is the leading world exporter of bananas and is the main supplier of organic bananas to the United States. So between 2006 and 2010, Ecuador increased its market share of the organic banana supply from 46 to 52%. As you can see, this little infographic right here too, right? So all right, so Ecuador. So what I might do, until I know exactly what I'm doing with this, is I'm gathering information. I'm going to copy and paste that information to my Word document, as you can see here. But then I also have to not only do that, but I need to know where it came from, right? And so to beginning to build my paper, I'm going to do certain things to help myself. Of course, you all are already going to have your sources listed as they should be on your reference page, right? Okay, so here I'm building it from scratch because I don't have that. However, I'm going to, once I get all this done, then I'm going to go back up, get here, and so again, I have a website, name of it, a banana market, and it's by Edward Evans and Freddie Ballin. And so since I have more than one screen, actually I have 3 screens. I have my laptop and then 2 monitors in my office and stuff. So I'm going to start building, what I need to do right here, instead of putting that there, I'm going to, I'm putting it there, what I can do is copy it. So I'll copy it, leave that there for right now. Okay, so now, again, no matter if you end it like that, your references still go on the next page. So I'm going to scroll down until they're on the next page at the top. Right, and so, all right, so I got my URL link. I'm going to start building my reference as well. So what is my topic? It looks like, and so all right, for time's sake, I went and built the reference, okay? And again, you can see here I have authors, right? You can see the authors are listed. The title of the article, webpage, Banana Market, right? And then University of Florida, and then the URL link. Okay, you see here. Of course, first names are not used. It's first the initials of the first name, and of course, if there's a middle initial listed, you list it, right? And so, publication date was, as you can see here, April 8th, 2018. The date goes first, April 8th. Banana Market, University of Florida. You notice it's italicized and not the title because it is, regardless It's not a journal necessarily. It's a website. It is posted through a government website, however, and then the URL link. All right, but what we have here is that when you copy and paste it, it creates the opposite hanging. There's not a hanging indentation. It's tabbed, and you can see as it's, the ruler up here at the top is going over. And so to fix this, you simply put your cursor here, hit the backspace. If you hit the backspace, it still doesn't do anything. You actually have to come up here and either hit the decrease indent, which that didn't work either, right? And so you have to go in here and you have to manually move this over. Okay, so manually move it over. Then bring your cursor down to the next line, hit your Control Tab key, and there you have an hanging indentation. Okay, if you need to redo it, you can simply hit the redo at the top. Will this increase indent work? Well, it moves the whole thing. You don't want the whole thing moved over. This is why you have to put your cursor at the beginning of the second line, hit the Control and Tab key, and it will move your second line over to create an indentation, right? Hanging, meaning that second line it's hanging indentation, right? And of course, you can see here, it's Arial 13. That's not what I want. So you want to be sure to go up at the end, Times New Roman, 12-point font. Now it's in the correct font. You want all your font to match. Even up here, when I copy and paste it from the website, you can see here, the font is not correct. It's still Arial 13. And so, I'm not going to use this because that will be plagiarizing, right? I just wanted the information in there to have it. Okay, so at this point, I can go ahead and erase that. All right, and so at this point, I'm going to have the copy and pasted information here because I want to be able to paraphrase it now however I wanted to present it. Okay, so I'm going to paraphrase it in my own words. I'm going to do an in-text citation, all right? And so if I wanted to use a direct quote from this information here, I might not use all of the words I have listed here as a direct quote, but I might use part of the words, and there's a lot to that. All right, in finding a resource from an academic field journal, right? And so I found one through Cambridge University Press. And talks about organic banana production in Ecuador and its implications on black Sigatoka development and plant soil nutritional status. And so, what are you talking about? What? And so, anyways, the black Sigatoka is caused by the leaf fungus. You can pronounce it there, and is a major constraint to banana production around the world. So, every market that grows food is subjective to fungus and other disease, and bananas are, no exception. All right, and so in Ecuador here, the biggest banana exporting country in the world, this disease has become increasingly aggressive. And, again, so as you read through, as I would read through, this document and stuff, I would look at, what's the importance of this study and what does it mean? And ultimately, even though, the organic banana farms produced fewer bananas, however, the profit cost analysis show that the organic banana farm was substantially more profit than the inorganic one during the time period analyzed. And so the results indicated that bananas can be grown commercially without fungicides, and the lower productivity levels are compensated by higher prices of organic fruits in international markets. And so organic production has beneficial impacts on social and environmental issues. And that's kind of where I was wanting to go with all this. I want to be able to, buy bananas, that are grown in sustainable environments, and and people are aware of soil comfort, soil trying to work here, conservation, in many ways. Okay, and so, but again, I don't want a bunch of chemicals on my food, and so in this article, I found another one too. In this one, you had to purchase it, but I don't know if it was this one or another one. I found, again, you can find all kinds of stuff that a company, or this banana grower, actually, is it that one? They're creating and making their own organic materials to help with the production and to lower the fungicide, those microbial, little things, microbes. That's one thing that will never die. Microbes will always be on the planet unless some kind of wild thing knocks everything out and kills everything in the world. Who knows, right? That's what sometimes movies are made of. It's kind of crazy, but anyhow, get the point of all of this. And so again, as I go here and I would build stuff, at this point, hopefully you get the gist. All right. And so here, when I set up this paragraph, you can see where, again, I said all bananas are not created equally, as the climate by which products are grown makes a difference. Then I said, according to a study done by the University of Florida, found that consumers in the United States, and again, here you see what I've done, United States, and then I put US. Okay, you want to identify your acronyms in your paper before you start using the acronym, because US, even though it's assumed to mean the United States, it can mean many different things. So you need to identify what the acronym means first before you actually use the acronym. Okay, so according to a study done by the University of Florida, found that consumers in the United States since 2000 have been eating more bananas. Several countries supply the world with fresh bananas, and Ecuador, the leading world exporter of bananas, is the main supplier of organic bananas to the United States. And so you can see what I've done here. Not only did I use paraphrased material, I also used a direct quote as well, but identified the content of the paraphrased and the direct quote only one time in the paragraph. And from this, I wouldn't do any more direct quotes. I would then paraphrase the content, or then I would relate it to what I know of bananas and why it's important to me to buy organic bananas, even at a higher cost. Okay, and so I could build this up more and state those kind of things. And so you can see here, then at the end of the direct quote, in quotation marks, I identified Evans and Ballin. Even if I didn't use the direct quote, if I used it in the paraphrased, I would still use the in-text citation would still be the same. All right, and again, Grammarly is telling me there's a better way to write this. I may want to change it. I may not want to rephrase this sentence because that's how I want it written. Again, AI doesn't understand emotion and tone in writing. Okay? But I don't want to say it like that. I want to say it like I have it written. There you go. Add a comma. Again, Grammarly. Again, if you have it in Word, it does it for you as you're writing. Of course, then grammar. Double check for the right negative word or word order. Not all bananas are. I want to remove the not. Not all bananas are created equally, as the climate in which products are grown makes a difference. So see here, again, use Grammarly in Word to help you write. Okay, so kind of twofold here. So that's how you would begin building your paper and using the in-text citations, but also how to set up your paper when you're paraphrasing references. Okay, again, so you know, all this is my paraphrased words from the source, right? From my source about the banana market from the University of Florida. Get it? Okay, so I hope this video helps. When you complete your paper with the in-text citations, hit save as. You'll hit save as twice. You're going to save as you're going to save this as your academic writing body in conclusion, and you're going to save as the API style references in in-text citations. You're going to upload the same document to each of the respective Dropbox. Yes, it's going to say a high % of plagiarism, maybe 100%. That's okay. I want the same document submitted to both of these assignments. You can, because the rubrics are a little bit different, how they're graded as far as that goes. However, I want you building it in the Word document that we've been doing this whole time, because again, I'm teaching you how to build an academic paper, not stuff on a worksheet. Okay, and this is important how to learn to do. So build it on the Word document that I gave you as we've been doing these, last 2 weeks. Okay, and essentially, once you get your feedback from me and any revisions, once it's done from that, then your final paper will be uploaded to week 4 as the final paper to be given a grade. And if you've done what you're supposed to do each week, right, your final 4 paper should be pretty darn good. Okay? And so it really depends on, what you revised and stuff, and, if there's still things that need any work. Of course, there's always room for revision regardless. However, your week 4 is going to be your final paper, all right? And so we've done a lot of revising, and so at that point, I'll let you revise maybe once, but that's it. You can do it on your own as far as that goes. You can have me check it, but you're gonna as soon as you get week 4 and go on, you got to start looking at your week 5 assignment, and of course we'll go over that week 5. But building, again, you're going to be building your own paper from you can still use the template. Always use the template, but you're going to be building your paper based on what you're going to do in other classes. Is that you have an assignment, directions, resources already done for you to read from and to cite, and then build your paper from those resources. And so we'll go through that as well. But however, you can see the point why I'm doing this. All right, do it one time, submit for both assignments. Can't take that enough. Be done. Okay? If you have questions, please let me know. Take care.